Guys, thanks for watching. Are my OCD intrusive thoughts going to come true because I'm thinking about them? Another related question, is it me that is thinking these thoughts, or is it OCD? Okay, I'm not going to answer you directly right now, but I'm going to get to that at the end, and follow me through this, what I'm going to talk about right now. I want you to think about our nervous system. Okay, our nervous system, human nervous system, conducts and transfers electricity through our body. And just follow me through this. It might be feel like I'm going in left field, but follow me, please. Conducts and transfers electricity. Okay, it does that through our five senses: eyesight, smell, hearing, taste. But I missed one. Hearing, sight, nose, taste, touch. Okay. Jeez. Takes in that information from the physical environment, right? And it does that, it creates an electrical impulse. So we know from the second law of thermodynamics that energy cannot be created or destroyed, but merely transferred from one state to the next. So it takes in this data through our senses. It generates electrical impulses which travel to our brain. Our brain then deciphers this, collects it out, and gives us, like, orders the muscles to contract or relax, heart rate, blood pressure, organs, glands, hormones, all this stuff, but also emotions, thoughts and emotions. Okay? All through our five senses. This is known as motor outputs. All I mentioned, all the muscle, this end result sort of thing, muscles tightening, heart rate, breathing, emotions, feelings. This is end goal. This is motor output, sensory input coming in through the five senses, and motor output, which is that end result, feeling, emotion, muscles, glands, hormones, right? We don't always think about another sensory aspect being your imagination, your consciousness, what you think about, right? Because we know this from a pleasure-seeking standpoint. If you're trying to get sexually excited, what you think about influences the rest of your body and also your thoughts and your feelings, correct? So the same is true in a more negative sense. I mean, what we think about and dwell upon, what we see in our mind, imagine, creates the stress response through our body. And these can become so automatic that just the mere thought of a loop or a pattern can spur this stress response. We can be in this loop for a long period of time. So sensory input coming in through our five senses and also through what we think about and imagine just consciously can create a motor output, more sensory, more emotions, more thoughts generated like that. Okay. With OCD, right, the intrusive thoughts, the contention's always, where do they come from? Okay, you don't really need an answer to this to to overcome them, because the answer lies in that it's all a fantasy. Whether it's a true OCD thought or not, it's all fantasy. Pardon me 1 second. Excuse me. I am not editing that out because I just don't feel like it. So, what I want to talk about is the impact of overthinking, of not being present, the impact of attaching to fearful thought patterns and stories stress the body, okay? And it also creates a low frequency state inside our body where we feel more dense, we feel more heavy, we feel more slower. That's a low frequency. When we get to a higher frequency, we feel more lighter, okay? So, the importance of this information is that by changing just the sensory input, and what we're concerned about here is where your attention goes, just by influencing that, we can change the motor output, which is thoughts and feelings. Okay, so instead of really trying to control the motor output, control the thoughts and emotions, which we tend to do in this condition of OCD and pure OCD and anxiety, right? We're trying to the end result, the symptom is the thought, the feeling, And what is Pure O really known for? And I've talked about this before, that Pure O, yeah, it's not a physical compulsion. It's a mental compulsion of avoiding the feelings by thinking more. You're creating in place when anxiety or obsession thoughts and whatever comes up, we are thinking more thoughts and more little strategies in our mind to offset that feeling, to avoid feeling. Okay? So Pure O, OCD, anxiety, it's an addictive nature, behavior pattern of trying to control an aspect that we have no control over in that realm, in that way. And so we do have control of the sensory input. And the sensory input here, I'm not talking about taste or touch, that kind of stuff. It's what's going through your mind, what you're attaching, what your awareness is going to. And this can be challenging for people with Pure O because Pure O tends to be people that are very nomadic, people that maybe even have ADHD. And so the mind is very fast, it's very quick, it's racing. And so you can easily get pulled into the mental stories, the fearful loops that get you out of the present and get your body stressed because you're going to all these places, right? So it's very critical you practice this skill because it will take time. And man, it's true for me. I have so much work to do in this area to help me, that I can make so many more gains in, is that recognizing when you are in fantasy land in a negative way. It's okay to be daydreaming. I love to daydream. I love to let my mind wander, and that's part of a very relaxed nervous system, is when you can just let your mind be as it is and just think and daydream and be creative and imaginative. But we know when it affects us negatively, right? And so when you feel those, become aware of all that stuff, you can learn to come back to the present. And just by noticing, just by watching this video and thinking about this, you're going to start to trigger these automatic processes that will help you become aware. That's how the aspect in our brainstem works to develop awareness, just by what you think about. And so to answer the question that we posed this video around, will these thoughts come true because I'm thinking about them, because they came in my mind? Are these my thoughts? Are they not? My answer to you is, it doesn't matter whether it's true or not, because it's all fantasy. It's all not real. It's all generated in your mind and lives in your mind, okay? And that's an important concept to understand here. And the important concept I want to bring to this video is to let go. Let go of engaging the fantasy land in that way and come back to what is right now. What is going on right now. It involves a lot of fears of letting go. And with Pure O, Pure O really has the fears of letting go, because the mental compulsions want to do something to make us feel a certain way, that we are in control. Okay? But your control is not affecting that motor output, right? That feeling, that end. But it's bringing yourself back. It's noticing. It's bringing yourself back to what's around you and practicing that skill. And that's my answer. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something from this. Hope it makes sense in some way. Comment below. Thanks.